Hey there, Roger Deveau here with Ethos Launch. And over the last few days, I've really been inspired to share this message because it's so important. I keep having conversations with entrepreneurs who tell me that they're really struggling to get people to take action on their message, and they're really having trouble building that momentum in their business. And in almost every one of those instances, there was only one thing missing that could help them transform the results in all those areas. And that one thing is having a real clear understanding of how they can use their own personal story in their business. So in this video, I want to share with you the 5 main reasons why you need to get really clear on using your own personal story in your business and how it can help transform it. As well as a bonus, I want to share one strategy to use that you can implement with your story that'll help you build huge momentum in your business. Now, when I first started speaking, I was 23 years old. I didn't go to university or college. I was broke, but I had a message that I really wanted to share with people. And yeah, there was a big part of me that in my back of my mind that was saying, well, who are you to have people listen to you? And who's going to take you seriously anyway? You're just a punk kid. But I was so passionate about sharing this message that I did it anyway. I decided to start speaking in front of groups. And to my surprise at the time, people actually showed up. And on top of that, they showed up and actually really liked what I had to say. And they listened to my message regardless of all those other things. And it became something that actually got me a lot of new opportunities that came to my side, new partnerships. I was hired on by a training company to do talks for entrepreneurs, and I actually started getting paid to talk. All of that happened because of one thing. I shared my story with the people that came. So let's talk about what these 5 reasons are that you need to start using your own personal story in your business. And then at the end, we'll talk about a strategy of how you can use it to build that momentum in your business. So the first reason, and one of the most important ones, is motivation. When you're building a business, and I'm sure you've been there, there are days where you just feel like you're hitting walls everywhere, doors are closing on you, and sometimes it feels like a bit of a drag to keep putting that one foot in front of the other. But when you tell your story, and when you make your story a part of what you do every day, you keep reminding yourself of why you got into your business in the first place, why you're doing what you do, who you're helping with your message, and it really helps spur you on to get through those moments and to keep moving forward. Now, the second reason, and this is a huge one for a lot of people out there, is it gives you credibility. When you tell your story to people and they get to hear it, you instantly get credibility with them. For good reason. People are really, really skeptical when someone starts trying to sell them something. They feel like they're just being sold. They feel like you're just trying to get money from them. They don't believe you. But when you can have people understand why you're talking to them, why you're trying to sell them what you're selling them, why you're talking to them about the things you're talking to them about, they start to trust you a little more. It gives you credibility to talk about what you're talking about. And even better, if your story includes a success, you actually using what you're talking to them about and how you had success with it in your life, then it gives you credibility to teach it to them. Now, the third thing, and the third reason to use your own personal story is a connection. When you tell your story, you become a person. You stop being up here and people feel like you're talking down with them, and you come down to their level. You become a person to them. And even better, if you can have people listen to you and actually say, wow, that's just like me. That's just like my situation. Or I know someone in that situation or was in that situation. You connect with them on a personal level. And a lot of their walls and a lot of their skepticisms come down, and they're actually a lot more open to listen to what you have to say. Which leads to reason number 4. Telling your story gives you a huge opportunity to actually sell your product or service and hit a lot of emotional hot buttons to the people you're talking to without them feeling like you're actually trying to sell them. And what do I mean by this? When you're telling your story and you're talking about what you had to go to get to where you are, and then you get to tell them that you discovered something, or you changed something, or something happened to you that transformed everything. You get to give people a hint of what it is you're trying to talk to them about, telling them that it's life transforming and could really help them without them feeling like you're just pitching to them and like you're trying to sell them something. You're just sharing your story, and it's a part of your story. And that leads us to the fifth reason to really use your story in your business is you get to build that emotion to the people you're talking to, and you get to paint a picture of what your product or service is or what changed in your life. You get to paint that picture of what that's going to do for them. And again, it's just through sharing your story. You get to talk about how your life changed, how your situation became better, what happened that was positive in your life when you discovered this thing. And you get to tell it to them because you're just sharing your story. So not only are they going to feel like they get to connect with you, but you're probably going to have a lot of people sitting there going, wow, I would like that in my situation. I wish that could happen to me. And that's a powerful thing to have when you're trying to build a business or spread a message or sell something to people. And that's all through telling your story. So hopefully these 5 reasons have really helped motivate you to sit down and get really clear on what your story is and how you're going to tell it. But the real important strategy to keep in mind when you're sitting down and figuring out your story is have a real clear vision of your target market. Who are you telling your story to? And that way, when you're writing down your story and you're figuring out what stories and what parts you're going to share of it and how you're going to word it, you can say it in a way that really speaks to your target market, the people who you're trying to target to build your business. And please, I don't mean to run out there and make up a story so that you can talk to them or pretend things happened that didn't or make up facts. This isn't about embellishing and telling a story to sell something. This is about sharing your story, but doing it in a strategic way that's going to connect with your target market. We all have so many things we could talk about when we think of our story. Just pick the stories and pick the examples that are really going to speak to your target market and watch what happens to your business. Watch the momentum. So to give you an example of how telling your story can really help your business and help transform it, I want to show you an example of a video we did for a good friend of ours. Her name's Cathys. She's North America's gluten-free expert. And we had her shoot a video just sharing her story. Not trying to sell anything, not trying to pitch anything, just being real and sharing her story. And when she did that, in the first day of putting that video online, she got hundreds of comments, hundreds of likes, people wanting to share her story, some of the top social media experts in the country wanting to share her video with people, to spread her story, spread her message. And all of that happened just from her sharing her story. The overwhelming response from people was, I never knew this about you. I can't believe it was so brave of you to share your story. They looked at her now as a person, not just someone who's trying to preach to them or sell them a lifestyle, but actually someone that they can relate to, someone that they can connect with. So let's just take a moment, and I want to show you some of that story now.
My name is Cathys. I'm the National Health Activist of 2012. And I'm here to talk to you about something that's a little out of my comfort zone. And I want to share with you guys something that's really important. When I was 16 years old, I had an eating disorder. I didn't even know what it was at the time, but all I knew is that I thought I had to be perfect. Women everywhere, men everywhere feel that we have to achieve something, that we have to be perfect. Take Barbie, for example, and Ken really, but Barbie, if Barbie was real, she'd be 6 feet tall and 100 pounds. She wouldn't be able to walk because of her dimensions. We're not perfect. I was 16 and I thought I had to be. I did everything to be, and I even would make myself sick after eating. I now know what this is called. And a lot of you know me as Cathys Smart. She's bubbly, she's happy, she's got all this stuff going on. The advocate of health, she's never struggled. I'm here to tell you, I am where I am today because I have struggled. Because I have had to become whole again. I learned at 18 years of age, when I sure maybe lost a few pounds, but I was walking in shame, I felt embarrassed, I started losing my hair. I realized that in order to become healthy, I needed to change the way I ate, and I needed to change the way I moved, but most important, I had to change the way I thought. I changed everything, and I realized I didn't have to be perfect, and that I was perfectly imperfect. I want to tell you, for the Eating Disorder Week starting February 3rd that if you know someone who thinks they need to be perfect, I have news for you. You don't have to be. You just have to be you. Be the healthiest version of you. And let your body, when it's healthy, decide what weight it needs to be. I'm Cathys Smart, and thank you for listening.
Now, how do you feel after watching that? I know that I really saw Cathys as a person. And even when we were shooting the video, I loved her and we were great friends, but I'd never been able to connect with her on the level that I did after watching that video. She becomes a person, and that's the point of it. To the people that she's talking to in her business, they're able to realize that she's just like them. She's one of them. She's not better than them. She's not above them. She's just a person like they are. She's gone through trials and tribulations like they have, and now she's here to help them go through what they're going through and help them live a healthier lifestyle. And you could do that for your business, regardless of your story. It doesn't need to be such a struggle, but whatever it is, by telling your story, and sometimes it's hard to do, but you're going to connect with the people you're talking to on a whole other level. They're going to see you as a person, and it's going to open them up to actually listen to your message and what you're trying to share with them. So a challenge to you, below this video, I would love if you want to shoot a quick video of your story, post it below, share it with us. If you don't want to shoot a video, just type a little message. Tell us your story, tell us why you do what you do, and we look forward to reading them. Till the next time, I'm Roger Deveau, and I hope that you can share your story with the world.